Now, there's definitely more important things I can be doing right now. The R33 needs a new set of tie rods, which I have sitting over there and I can put on, but I don't feel like doing that yet. The RX7 doesn't run, probably won't be for a few more weeks, but I have some very, very cool information about that in just a second. But yeah, we could do the tie rods, we could do stuff that's important, but it's boring. So I bought something. How cool! Sorry, this is probably the weirdest intro I've ever made to a video, but what's up guys? My name is Zacbaldy and welcome back to the Zacbaldy YouTube channel, where I am the most useless internet mechanic, but today we're going to be playing around with a very, very, very expensive piece of carbon fiber. For the longest time, this car has needed a diffuser, and I will admit I have been putting off buying one of these for a very long time because they are just so expensive. The dream diffuser for a lot of guys out there is the RE Amemiya full carbon diffuser, and I'll admit that has been on the bucket list for this RX7 for such a long time. So a few days ago, one of my friends, Jamie Sins, who lives here in Brisbane, he has a absolutely immaculate, beautiful FD RX7. It's blue, it's got a super aggressive feed kit, RE front bar, it just looks absolutely incredible. It's one of the most race-inspired FDs I think there is here in Brisbane at the moment. Unfortunately though, a few days ago he got into an accident and he got rear-ended. So they paid him out and repaired the entire rear end of his RX7, but unfortunately his diffuser, this beautiful RE Amemiya carbon fiber diffuser, ended up getting damaged. I'll show you the damage. See that? See that cracked carbon right there? That was enough to write off this entire big piece of carbon fiber. So I was having a chat to him and I said, well, would you be interested in selling it so I can fix it up and chuck it on my car? And he's like, yeah, if you want it for a couple of $100. I basically raced around to his house after that and grabbed this insanely expensive carbon fiber diffuser. It's probably the most aggressive off-the-shelf diffuser for the RX7, and it looks absolutely incredible. I'm gonna chuck it down on the ground right now. I'll walk you guys through the entire product, but this is going to complete the look of the entire car. Like, this is the way that I've wanted the car to look for such a long time, and it's gonna make it look so aggressive. Aggressive in my garage. Alright guys, so here is the diffuser in all its glory on the ground here, and as you guys can see, it is a full one-piece carbon product. It is a little bit messy at the moment. I will clean it up before it goes in, but it looks just incredible. I'm already getting itchy from all the little carbon bits that are coming off the sides, but there is a few little issues in terms of cracking and stuff like that. The main one was the crack from the crash. So if you guys can see, just at the very top here, there's a few little sort of spider cracks that have come around through the top, but that's okay because these bits right here will be covered by my plate. Jamie had slimline plates and I have the Japanese plates, so they will cover up the top part of this diffuser anyway. I kind of didn't want to have it like crazy low, so you can see the very top of the diffuser, the top of it was going to come up and sit just underneath the plate, so having that little bit of damage down there, it's completely fine for me, and I'm okay with having damage on this piece because I was going to buy a brand new one, and then I would be so worried about cracking it and splitting it and doing all this sort of stuff. So I kind of feel okay buying this one here for a few $100 with a few cracks and a few scrapes and stuff like that, and know that it's going to get damaged because this right here, the RX7 is stupid low, and of course my driveway is a little bit of an interesting incline, but if you guys can imagine, this diffuser is going to be sitting pretty much just down here underneath the exhaust. So it's going to sit very low, and I know that it's going to get damaged. I knew that if I bought a new one, it was going to get screwed up. So I'm okay with buying one that's had a little bit of damage. So you guys can see it's got a few little scratches here and there. This right here is from the exhaust. So it's been scraping just a little bit. Over here doesn't really have much damage at all. This little side piece right here, as you guys can see, has a little bit of cracking up through the very top there. But the best thing is this bit mounts like this underneath the guard, so you don't even see that bit. You actually see the very top bit here. Now, coming over to this side over here, this little side piece here has absolutely no damage whatsoever, just really needs to get cleaned up. So, in today's video, we're going to be installing the RE Amemiya Diffuser, and it is going to look so good. Do I know how to install this thing at all? Nah. I would not have a clue, but we're going to sort it out, see how we go. I honestly think I'm going to have to take the back plate off, and I really don't want to damage it because I used a lot of double-sided tape But either way, we're gonna work it all out. Plus I have a whole bunch of just random metal lying around so I can try and make some brackets and stuff, because I know that these are sort of sent out with very little hardware. They kind of don't really bolt in as such. Plus most of the hardware is pretty much gone, either on Jamie's car or just, you know, whatever. So I know that it's gonna be a little bit of a difficult challenge to fit up, but either way, it's gonna look schmick. So we'll check out the back of the car, we'll roll it forward, and we'll give ourselves a little bit of room to play with, and we'll just have some fun. A little bit sad, I've never had a car stay still for long enough where I can't roll it back and forward because of the corrosion on the brakes. Alright, so first things first, car's jacked up, and quickly just swept everything sort of out the way. I got to clean up the garage today a little bit as well. So looking underneath the car, I can sort of see exactly where some of the brackets line up. So on the back of the fuel tank here, you can see that there's 2 bolts right there which we can utilize, which is nice. And then also this diffuser piece comes out here, so I've got to quickly try and unbolt that. Remember how that unbolts? Oh yeah, there's heaps of little bolts up through there. And also down through here. We'll get rid of all of that, and then we'll also, I think it utilizes these 2 bits right here. So what we'll do is we'll ignore my wrap. Bloody hell, I gotta redo my corners and edging and stuff. But yeah, you guys can see we've just wrapped over those 2 there, which we can use. So we'll be able to bolt the side pieces into there, and they'll come down and actually bolt to the diffuser itself. We can use these 2 here by making up some brackets, and then we'll just remove this. No one really runs this. You can either cut it or just get rid of it, and I'm just going to get rid of it. The other thing I've got to do, I'm going to try and take off these plates. I don't know how well that's going to go, but oh, actually I might be able to just unbolt it from here, and then I can swing it up. Yeah, let's do that. So another thing we might be able to do as well is this bolt right here is just a little tiny 10mm. It just bolts to the back of the frame of the plate right there, so you can swing it up and down. So what I might be able to do is I might be able to utilize that right there, and that way I just have a single centralized bracket. And what that'll mean is I can sort of kind of try and hide these 2 up, but I could also drill into brand new carbon instead of having the 2 cracked ones there. Kind of give it a little bit better of a structure. Probably won't be as flimsy, but I think that's probably the goal as well. So let's do that. Get the diffuser off and we'll get to it. Alrighty, so rear diffuser, the standard one, is all out of the way. Now, a few people do chop this up, but I've just decided to leave it as it is. I'm just gonna leave it off the car, and now we can start fitting up exactly where we want this diffuser to sit. So I'm going to get the jack, roll it under, put the carbon piece on the jack, and just jack it up into exactly sort of where the position that I kind of want. Then I can start bolting it in, making some brackets, and we can just work it out from there. So let's do it. So the best thing I found is if you guys have a spare 50mm wastegate lying around, the foam from the inside of that box is actually perfect on your jack. Doesn't scratch it. Or go. So you can kind of get a rough idea of what it's going to look like. It's pretty aggressive. Oh my god, I'm so keen. God, this is going to look so good. Hell yeah. Alright, so those little bits where I said at the very front, where you can kind of bolt them on, there was already a bracket there. So you might find, look, just sit straight above that. There's also another tab over here, so we can run another bracket up there. Alright, so we're up to the point at which I thought this might have been a little bit of an issue. So the front's all bolted up. However, the rear here, I thought the rear muffler might become a little bit of an issue, and you guys can see why. I can't even get it anywhere near up there. And yeah, it's just gonna rattle around and do stuff, and it's probably gonna crack the carbon. So unfortunately, what we have to do right now is we have to cut the exhaust out. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to basically, I have a Dremel tool, and just basically cut out that exhaust right there, so that way it doesn't hit on anything. I'm gonna try and do it in such a way that I don't take apart as much of this stuff as possible. So I'll do it where it's already sort of broken, and I'll kind of just work it around the exhaust so that way I can make sure it doesn't hit. I'm gonna do it the most cleanest way possible. Because yeah, I wanna make sure this hits, like tucks up really nice and flush. So that's gonna be the goal. It sucks a little bit, but it's what we're gonna have to do. So, but this is looking so good. Oh man, all right. So it's bolted up the front. I might actually see if I can raise the rear a little bit now. Now that it's sort of exactly where I want to sit at the front, we'll do that so that way we can mark up a little bit more stuff. So I found a little tiny bracket that I found down the bottom of the FD when I was taking the turbos out. It looks brand new and it looks like it's never been bolted into, but it was sitting underneath the car when I pulled apart the engine. I got no idea what it is, but it's actually the perfect size between there and where the diffuser. So I'm just going to use this. It's like a little bit of like hardened alloy or something like that. I feel like a little bit of alloy or something like that, but either way, I'm not too stressed. It'll hold it in. So measuring between there and there, looking at about 42.5 centimeters, which is about 21.25. So that'll sort of, see if I can, right there. Now I'm going to take a drill, stretch the drill bit, going to drill through the carbon. This is always a little bit scary, but it's okay. Try and drill sort of close-ish to the top. Alright. I'm going to be very itchy. Very, very itchy today. Alright, so it's all drilled up. Looks pretty good. So now I'll grab a bolt. I might have to make a longer bracket, I think. Rightio, so I made this little bracket out of an ECU mount. So what I'm going to do, so we're going to fit that one just up there. That's going to sit straight in the middle there and connect to that hole. So once we do that, we should have it looking really nice and tight up. Rightio, so we're all mounted in the center there. So you guys can see that's just going to sit up there once it's all, once both sides are mounted evenly, it'll sit up evenly on both sides. But so made a little bracket. Oh, got to stick my glasses on, didn't realize. They look terrible. So yeah, I made that little bracket, spray painted it black in that Raptor lining, so hopefully it shouldn't cop too much abuse there. And I've also I know it's stupid, but I painted a bolt so that way it's nice and black instead of this, you know, bright hardware, so that it will sort of seem like go in nicely as well. This part up here, usually not a lot of people actually make a bracket for the back bit here. They usually just have it mounted up with the two fronts and the sides. So this right here, I'm not really too stressed about how rigid it is. Once again, it is fairly cracked up through the top here, so I'm not really too stressed. And hey, if I do happen to have a few issues, I can always make some new brackets or even just like a full plate even, which would be nice. So, and plus, you can mount these diffusers as aggressive as you want. As you can see, I'm not going very aggressive with mine whatsoever. Like the sides are going to be fairly aggressive, but at the back here, some people have it like sitting out to here and all that sort of stuff. I'm just having mine sit nice and flush with the back bumper, sort of follows the lines all the way up, so it'll look really nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark out exactly where I want the exhaust cutout to be. This is not going to be fun because I know that playing around with fibrous material is going to get me so itchy. So I'm going to tape everything up. I'm going to put some big rubber gloves on. I'm going to put some eye protection on and my mask on. And I'm just going to pray to God that I do a nice clean cut first time and there's not too much dust. And I'm just not looking forward to this at all. So we'll see how we go. I'm so glad I only paid 200 bucks for this. I'm just going to send it. Alrighty, yeah, that was gross. Alright, so the exhaust is definitely a lot bigger than I thought. You guys can see the cutout there is all done. It's not going to get in the way of anything whatsoever in terms of that piping down there. So I'll clean that up a little bit anyway. But now looking at the rest of this, what I'm going to do is I have all the brackets really, really loose. So I'm just going to take the diffuser down. And what we're going to do now is we're going to mount up these carbon vortex generators or whatever they're freaking called. So what these will do is these will mount up on the very side here. And as long as I get them flush, whatever they kind of wrap around the side there a little bit more. So kind of cool. But yeah, I'm going to mount them as flush as I possibly can and bolt them in. And then what we'll do is we will put the diffuser back on and we'll just drill through that, make some holes, and then we'll make that all work. So, but yes, You guys can see that cutout is really nice. It's still gonna create an issue. You can see just how much of a gap we have to fill up here versus how much is waiting just below that exhaust there. But it's definitely a lot less aggressive than what it was. So this stuff is pretty flexible, so fingers crossed the vibration shouldn't really rattle it too loose. Once again, I'm not too stressed. But so yeah, we'll bolt up these little thingies here. Make sure they're even on both sides. I think I don't know exactly how they go. They're kind of a little bit weird, but I'll figure out exactly how it goes and then we'll work that out. So I don't know if you guys just saw that, but on one of the toe points, I just found this just chilling there and I didn't know what it was. It was kind of just sitting up there and it's really, really strong and I didn't feel any wires, so I got no idea what it is. I like to think this car was like a James Bond sort of type deal where some super cool dude was running around killing people in it, but I don't know, it's kind of sick. It just looks like a GPS tracker, to be honest. I'm not lying, this is the coolest thing I have ever seen. I didn't get a spare key with this car and I didn't know why, and I'm not quite sure whether I know or not, but this looks like it was put in there like in Japan or something. Wonder if that other plastic bit there comes off. Ha ha ha, that is so cool. Oh, that's wicked. So it's like a little spare key holder for the back of the car. I wonder if it still works. I wonder if any of the locks have been changed out. Oh my god. What? Oh, that's so cool. That's the real deal, genuine Mazda spare key that I didn't know existed. Oh, that is so mint. So that was just hiding up on the toe point in this little box right here. I didn't know these things even existed. It looks like there should be more to it, but there's not. It's literally just a thing to put your spare key in. And it was hiding underneath the car. Okay, that's a bit scary. I'm glad no one stole my car now when it was sitting out the front and all that sort of stuff. It's a little bit scary. Alright, so those are now on with the same bolts that we used to hold in the side skirts, which is all sweet, and they look really nice and tucked up in there. You guys can see what they kind of look like now. So now's the fun bit where we get to put in the rest of the diffuser. So it's gonna be the final time it bolts up. Oh man, I'm so excited. It's gonna look so good. This thing is solid as. This is, like, that's a fair bit of force, and it is not coming off this thing at all. God damn. Looks so freaking good. So aggressive. I cannot wait to put the car down the ground. Let's do it. I'm keen. Let's get it done. I really hope I can still get the jack under it, because that'd be funny if I can't. Please, for the love of God, don't be too low that I can't get this jack out. Okay, you can stop there about now if you would like. Oh my god, it is absolutely perfect. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look how aggressive that now looks in the back. Oh man. That is everything that I'd hoped it would be. It sort of sits out with the wheels, which is really nice. Matches the side skirt so well. God damn. I am in absolute love with the back of this car right now. This is literally everything that I'd hoped with the rear end of this FD. So aggressive. Alrighty guys, so the very next thing that we're going to be doing in today's video is we're going to be removing the Power FC out of this car. Now, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update in regards to the ECU situation. I'll quickly set you guys up here. So a few days ago, actually I want to tell you guys about a whole nother big thing that kind of happened in my life. So I don't know if you guys saw, very recently I left Empire Tinting and Vinyl Graphics as I had a job offer. So unfortunately, me working with Brett, it was an absolutely amazing year that I spent there. I was working with one of my best friends, and it was honestly really cool, and I will definitely keep going back there to go do tinting, to go have my own cars tinted, all the vinyl stuff and everything. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So I really want to thank Brett for the year that I had there. It was absolutely wicked. But moving forward, I have actually signed a deal with Otaku Garage. Now, if you guys don't know them, Japanese car specialist, but it's an all-around amazing workshop here in the north side of Brisbane. And not only that, also co-owned by one of my favorite people, Semet. So very, very cool to start working there alongside the team. I've worked with them. The first thing we ever did together was they got me a roadworthy for the Skyline, and then they supplied the entire engine build kit for the RB25. Now, not only that, but they've also supplied pretty much all of the parts on the FD in terms of like injectors, fuel rail, and everything. They gave me such great pricing and have always helped me out in times of need. And I was doing a little bit of their social media stuff for a while, and then, yeah, sure enough, after about 3 months, they offered me a job as one of their other team members. Unfortunately, left, who was super, super nice. I know it's going to be a really big task fulfilling his shoes, but yeah, that's the whole go now. So I'm now full-time at Otaku Garage, which is absolutely wicked. So if you guys need any parts whatsoever, feel free to hit us up and I'll be helping you out. But they've also helped me out in terms of getting an ECU for the RX7. Now, I am very, very pleased to announce that I have ordered a Haltech Elite 1500 with a wideband kit and a few other little kind of sensors and stuff like that. So Haltech just seemed to be in Brisbane, definitely one of the more prominent brands. Like there was obviously Link and Haltech and all that sort of stuff, Motec and all that. Haltech seemed to be in Brisbane, definitely the most popular. The most tuners prefer Haltech with rotaries and stuff like that. So what I did was I got the Haltech. The 1500 is a brilliant platform. It's one of their 2 or 3 step down ECUs. It's the lowest one that will support a 4-cylinder or 2-rotor engine, and will still give me 3 levels of engine protection. Obviously, being a rotor, I really want to make sure this engine is always kept on top of, make sure that it is always performing 100%, and the Haltech will always be able to let me know what's up with the car and all that sort of stuff. So we can preemptively know whether something's going wrong, whether we can fix it up, all that sort of stuff as well. So that's going to be very, very excited. Plus, I've also got word that my ViniFab order is coming this week. So that also means next week we're going to have a ViniFab order and a Haltech order coming in, which means that is the only thing left for the RX7. So we are just waiting for parts now to rock up, and we can bolt it in and plug everything in, and this thing is going to run, which is, oh, I'm nervous, I'm scared, but I'm very, very excited. But anyway, that means removing the Power FC, and I'm very excited for this. Hopefully, I can just pull it all apart, everything just comes out. It's going to be brilliant. Alright, so sure enough, yes, I am completely itchy from all the fibers this morning. I am not feeling so great. But this is, oh my god, I haven't seen any of this before. This is where the ECU is. So we're going to remove that today. Fingers crossed it's nice and easy. I doubt it though, but we'll see. It literally wasn't even bolted in. Excellent. I'm guessing that's the power connector. Just want to unplug it basically. And that right there is very straightforward. However, I did find a whole big bunch of random wires that have been spliced into the engine loom, and I'm not really too... So I'll figure all that out later. But for now, if anyone wants a Power FC for an FD, let me know. Alrighty guys, so the Power FC is out of the car. Now, one of the reasons I am going away from Power FC is simply because 1, no engine protection, 2, it is a very outdated software, and 3, it will not support the injectors that I put in this car. I believe they only support up to 1000cc. I put 1000 and 2000cc's in it. So unfortunately, we're going away from the Power FC, but there is nothing wrong with that unit right there. So if anyone out there owns an FD and wants Power FC fairly cheap, please do hit me up on the Instagrams. But apart from that, the FD is looking mighty fine. Just moved it, rolled it back into place, and it just looks so at home. That diffuser looks so subtle. It's so aggressive at the same time. Everything about it looks absolutely flawless. Massive thank you to everyone for watching today's video. I really do appreciate it. If you like the video, please give it a like. See you later. Have a good one. Peace.